cookie. I want that one.
Alright, you guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everybody's doing well. I missed our 6:30 time slot. I've been at my grandparents', so forgive me. Make sure we can hear me. Good. Alright. One sec. There we go. So hope everybody's doing well. So we're gonna finish our Dave's Classic Cars stuff. So for those of you who don't know, this is our Auto Roundup series. This is where we scour Marketplace and pretty much everywhere online looking for classic cars, looking for your next classic car. Maybe my next classic car to help you guys find. Plus, we just chit chat, talk, and all that jazz. Get signed in here so I can see the chat. If there's a chat, because I know we're on kind of late on this channel. So there we go. All right, now I can see chat. All right, let's get to looking at some stuff. So, for those of you that don't know, this is Dave's Classic Cars. Or last week we started looking at this stuff. So we were in 70s, I believe. So we're gonna start with the Charger. We're gonna start with this Charger right here. I'm gonna do a couple of these, and then I think we're gonna go back to Marketplace and look on there for some stuff. So yeah, and then we'll see if you guys got anything you want to talk about. But let's get in with this. Hang on one sec, guys. I gotta get up and grab something right quick. All right, I'm back. So should set up for some chat. Okay. There we go. Now I can see the chat. So, I think first we're gonna look at the Chargers. I probably will just finish this stuff out. It stays classic cars, unless a lot of people come in here, and then we'll end this. But so, 70 Dodge Charger for $22,000. It is originally a white hat special. I don't know what that means for Mopars. Was originally a 383 power with auto, power steering, power brakes. AC has missing 440. Gauge cluster and transmission, they're all missing $22,000. I think that's a lot. Next, we're looking at a 70 Roadrunner for $16,000. On time, you're paying 16 grand. Originally a limelight green car with a 383 and auto column shift, bench seat, power steering, non-numbers matching, 16 grand. That is on crack. That is insane. Let's see. We have a 70 GTO. Originally a 400 automatic transmission, buckets, console, power steering, power brakes, AC, new top is included. Currently has a 454, so it's not even a Pontiac engine. It's a big block Chevy. 30 grand. That's it looks like it's a fairly straight car. I would say 30 grand is probably a good price. 70 Dodge Charger for 70 big block Dodge Charger 500 for 60 grand, probably like $300 or $400 a month for that. It's a numbers matching 383 with 727 transmission, auto, buckets, console, runs, drives, 90% rust free. Remarkable survivor, 60 grand. Exterior was green, green interior. I mean, that might be a good price. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That might be a good price. I mean, you're paying on time for this, and you're paying $1,000 a month. So $60,000 at $1,000 a month, you're going to be paying on that for a long time, a really long time, an amazing long time actually. So let's move on to a car that is actually sold and went to Houston, Texas. It was a 70 Dodge Charger RT. He wanted 20 grand, and it was $500 a month. So let's see what we got here for 20 grand. Um, I don't know how that sold for that kind of money. That originally had 440 automatic, missing all the seats, dash components, engine, transmission. So a roller for 20 grand. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see that. I don't see 20 grand there. But apparently somebody did because it's sold. Next, we have a Hemi Orange 70 Charger RT. My favorite is the 69 Dodge Charger, but any of these second gen Chargers are good looking cars. My buddy on here, Jed Scott from Scott Speed Shop, his car Jezebel is one of, I can't remember, I think his is a 69. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But he's got a beautiful second gen Charger. If you guys want to go check out his channel, go check out his channel. This is a 70 Hemi Orange Charger RT 440, not matching numbers. I wouldn't really give a shit about that, to be honest with you. 4-speed with buckets, console, power steering, has fender tag, missing buckets, console, dash, and gauges. $35,000. Let me know what you guys think. Is that a $35,000 car? I don't. I mean, knowing what Chargers go for, I'm sure somebody would pay 35 grand for that. Personally, me, that's a $15,000 car. But with the way Chargers go, you're probably not gonna touch anything that's second gen Charger for that kind of money for 15 grand anymore. Here's another one. It's got the Dukes of Hazzard brush guard on it. It's got the grill, which the plastic's fucked, so you're gonna have to repair it. Um, this is an original 440 4-speed car with buckets, console, has 440, but not numbers matching. $35,000. It was actually a good color. It was plum crazy purple with black interior. That car was stunning when it was new. And again, these cars have all sold. The Hemi Orange one went to North Dakota. That one went to Arkansas. This one, the set, we've already looked at that one because it's purple. Then we looked at that one on the last one. It went to Oklahoma. Now we have another 70 Dodge Charger. This one looks like it was probably plum crazy because by the sides. It's Plum Crazy with a bit of patina or rust or whatever you want to call it. So this car is a 70 Plymouth. Ugh. This is a 70 Plum Crazy Purple Dodge Charger. Originally a beautiful 383 with automatic, buckets, console, power steering, power brakes, includes fender tag, missing engine, transmission, seats, and console for $25,000. I don't see that, but hey, what do I know? I'm just some jackass with a phone and a camera. We have a 70 Plymouth Roadrunner that is a total shit box for $15,000. It does have the numbers matching 383 automatic on the column, bitch seat, and includes the fender tag for $15,000. I think that's fucking insane, and you're paying $500 a month. I think that's fucking nuts. Now we're gonna get back into some of the cool muscle cars. Not that any of these haven't been cool, but we're looking at a 70 Chevy Camaro. Dad's favorite year was a 307 with automatic front, automatic transmission from the factory, power steering, and buckets. Well, I didn't know any of these generation of Camaros. I don't think they could have came with a bench seat option, but maybe I'm wrong on that. It is missing the engine and transmission. Was a beautiful blue and black car originally. $8,500 for $400 a month. I don't think that's a bad price, folks, because honestly, that's pretty good for a 70 Camaro. Now, is it going to be the most high dollar Camaro when it's done? No, because this car was originally a 307 car, which is one of the fucking shittiest small blocks that Chevy ever made, in my opinion. The 307 to 305, they're all just engines. I don't like them, but that's my personal opinion. Do with that as you will. Next, we have a pretty fucked up 70 Dodge Charger for $17,000. Numbers are matching. 318 automatic, so it has all the powers. Power steering, has console, but is missing the bucket seats. I can tell you right now something is seriously wrong with the front suspension on the car because the wheel is doing the tuner style thing at that kind of angle, and that is not what you want out of your 70s muscle car suspension. If I was a betting man, I would say probably a lower control arm, something went wrong there. It does have the grill, which is a very expensive part on any Charger, let alone a second gen. Um, I don't know if it's just naturally lowered or if that's because of the frame rails being gone, but it's pretty low to the ground. $17,000 for originally a gold exterior with a black interior. 17 grand for a 318 Dodge Charger just seems like a lot of money, but I am sure there's a Mopar guy out there that would pay that. I am a Mopar guy. I would not pay that for that. So, hence why I have a third gen Charger, and I only paid $5,500 for it. Okay, now we're looking at a 70 Chevy Nova, the pinnacle of Chevy Novas. This would have been, I think, the second gen Nova, which would be 69 to 72. It might be 70 through 74, but the good year is 69 to 72 Novas. They have this cool front suspension here, our front suspension front grille. Now, the 73, 74 cars are different. They have a different window area here. The front fenders and all that shit, I think the hoods are the same, but fenders are different, grills different, bumpers are different, and the tail end, I think, is different too. I would have to ask Dad, who is somewhat of a Nova guy. Numbers matching 6-cylinder. Nobody cares. 6-cylinder, it would have to go bye-bye or to the scrap pile if I owned it because that is a boat anchor. So, we have an automatic transmission, pretty complete car, missing the gauge cluster. Good news is, if me and Dad were to get a car like this, a Nova, I have tons of Nova parts. I actually have a factory tack dash out of a 74 SS, along with the center console mount hump section that goes on the floor, plus brand new floor pan release. This one, for $6,500, I am seeing the ass in this car, which is a unibody, on a How is it going, Bruce? The Novas, your front has a subframe, a full-length subframe. Your rear is unibody. And I can honestly tell you guys that from this picture alone, I could tell you that there is no rear subframe left in this car. Probably no floors. Probably needs every bit of sheet metal and even a roof. So by the time you're done, you're going to be at least, if you did the work yourself, probably 20 grand in sheet metal and bodywork just to get it to a good point. Even the hood trim is wanting to fall off the car. $6,500 is nuts. This is a easy fucking $3,000 car. He probably paid 200 for it. This is, in my opinion, the worst ripoff on here because that car is, in my opinion, not worth saving. It is a 6-cylinder car, an automatic, no thrills. Who gives a shit if it's complete? It's a parts car that you want $6,500 for. I think that's a ripoff. Next, we have a 70 Dodge Charger. Originally a 383, now a 318 automatic. So I don't know why they downgraded and put in a 318 and a 380 car and a 383 car, which was a big block car originally. They put a small block in it and an automatic. I don't know why. Probably just get the car down the road because in the 80s that's what you did for your cars so you could drive them to work on Monday. Automatic, power steering, power brakes, missing buckets, console, and fender tag. $13,500. This one is highway ripoff. This is in fucking $5,000 car in my personal opinion. There is no doors, no quarters. The only thing I'm willing to bet that you will have left on this car when you're done or you start your metal work process is going to be literally the roof skin, and that's if other areas of the roof aren't bad. So no, this is not a $13,000 car, and I don't even give a shit that it was a metallic green color because no, that's a ripoff. And where is it? It's right here. So it's 13,500, almost $14,000 for that car, and you're only paying $500 a month until you pay the 13,000 off. That is insane. That, in my opinion, is highway robbery, and I think that that's fucking insane for a rusted out, clapped out $70 Charger. Even though the prices of third gens are going up daily, I still wouldn't not give $13,500 for that car on its best day. I would buy a third gen I would buy a 71 or 72 before I would give somebody $13,500 for that car and have an easy $25,000 in restore and just getting the sheet metal right to finish the restoration. You're gonna have 100 plus grand in that car restoring it. We have a top banana, which is kind of a rare color. It is a high impact color on a 70 Dodge Charger. Was a 3-3 automatic with console shift bench seat, so it wasn't even a floor shifted automatic. It was a bench seat car. Has fender tag, no engine, transmission, or seat. $17,000. Exterior was top banana. Interior was black and black top. So for that, you are going to be paying $17,000 and $500 a month. I think that's still a lot. Is it a bit? In my opinion, though, it is a better deal than the 70. Half of these cars, I'm willing to bet he got as package deals, like together, because one of them was probably the parts car to the other car. In my opinion, I can't prove this, but that's my opinion. So we're going to look at the 70 Mach 1 Mustang, who is missing the whole front of the car. It is a somewhat solid, looks like in the quarters in areas, but it's missing the whole front section of car. $7,500. This was a light green metallic and interior was green. This is a 70 Mach 1 Mustang, originally a 351 with a 4-speed console, fold down rear seat, missing engine and transmission, and buckets. $7,500. Do I think that that is a deal? No, but what I will say is you'll hear the argument from people. You're paying on time. You're not getting him 75. You're still getting $700, but you're not getting it until one time. You're giving him $400 a month for God knows how long until this car is paid off. And then you're going. It is a Mustang, and I can personally speak on this. In my car, if you scour the internet for like Facebook and find parts, you can build a Mustang cheap. We are into the car itself, my 67 coupe for about $300. I have probably about $1,000 in sheet metal as it sits now, we have pretty much everything to do the job. So that tells you what you can get. Now, if I wouldn't have been able to find the deals I had been able to find on Marketplace, that probably would have been more like $1,500 in sheet metal. But still, to be the way I got it figured, it will be $3 grand in a rust-free '67 Mustang Coupe. That is pretty good. That's not counting though the engine, transmission, any of the suspension stuff. That's just sheet metal wise to get it back to a rust-free car, which, in my opinion, is a deal. This is a 70. He's got listed as a Mach 1. I can't tell if it's a fastback. Let me see. Yeah. It might be a Mach 1. It kind of looked like a coupe at first, but I think it is a Mach 1. 70 Mach 1 with a 351 3-speed manual, buckets, power steering, power brakes. 351 included, not numbers matching, $10,000. I will say on these Mustangs, I would give 10 grand for this one before I would give 75 for this one. Just so we're clear. His Mustangs, I will give him that he is somewhat in the ballpark. Right, Bruce, right? Right? I agree. On his Mustangs, I'm going to give him that. So far, he is well within, you know, somewhat normacy. He's not saying his 70 Mach 1 or 69 Mach 1 for $60,000 being a rust out piece of shit. So, next we're going to click on this. This car has been listed on the site since I was in high school. This is another one that has been listed on the site since I was in high school, and I think you guys are going to see why this car is pretty rough. And he wants $4,500 for it, $300 a month, no credit check needed. This car is foobarred. It is in pretty rough shape. There's no rear end. They're using some kind of tow dolly mounted to the frame to wheel it around. It's pretty fucked. But we're gonna look at what it is, and I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion. Was a 455 auto, buckets, console, power steering, power brakes, power drum brakes at that. AC missing passenger bucket, engine and transmission, $4,500. Honestly, for if we can prove it's a real 7442. Honestly, you guys, that is not an extreme amount of money for a 442. The bad thing is, I know when you get to 71, 72, you can't really tell by the body tag or the VIN. One of them, you can't really tell by. It's kind of a weird year. I can't remember which year it is, but this one is definitely probably worth what he's asking. Unless there's like, unless this isn't the worst part of the rust, but it being that right there, and I'm gonna highlight what I mean. The 442, the 4-barrel, 4-speed dual exhaust means that this car is worth $4,500. Now we're gonna look at a 71 Dodge Challenger, one of the best years of Challengers ever made. 73, 74 are kind of the worst years, in my opinion. They are kind of big, they're ugly. They're like the 73, 74 Dodge Chargers. Even though I own one, are they the best looking Charger ever made? No. You will never hear me say a 73, 74 is the best year of Charger looking Charger because they are far from it. In my personal opinion, second gen Chargers are where it's at. So, here we have a 71 Dodge Challenger, has a numbers matching slant 6 in it, automatic transmission, buckets, console, power steering, clean interior, and I'm thinking he means clean floors. $9,500. I don't think that's a bad price because it is a 71. Even though it's a slant 6 car, you can make it what you want. It won't really affect the value. So I'm gonna say probably 95, maybe 8 grand, just because it's a Challenger. It's one of the last of the good years. 72 is the last good year, in my opinion, of the Challenger. 73, 74s are okay. I'm not saying they're hideous or nothing, but in my opinion, the 70 through 72 Dodge Challengers are the pinnacle of Challengers. Just like the second gen 60 would be 8 to 70 Dodge Charger is the best year of Chargers ever built. Best generation, I should say. So we have a 71 Chevy Impala, Why not? This guy has tons of Impalas. There's even one sitting right next to it in the background, if you guys can see that. This is a numbers matching 350, automatic transmission, bench seat, power steering, power brakes, air conditioning, $11,000 for this land yacht. I don't think that it's worth that just because of what year it is. Now we're going to look at a 71, same thing, a 71 with a 400, so a small block. Auto transmission, bench seat, power steering, power disc brakes, AC, clean Oklahoma car, no engine, $11,000. I think that's fucking insane. I think that you need to stop smoking crack. So now we have a 71 plum crazy purple Challenger. This car, in my personal opinion, is the pinnacle of 70s muscle cars. I don't even give a shit. It was a 318 car. This car would have looked fucking amazing. It looks like it even had the stripe on the side of the car. So we're gonna read on that now that I've got my my thoughts out of the way. This is originally a 318 Auto, now a 383 Buckets console car. Factory plum crazy purple, has spinner tag, missing buckets and console, 12 grand. I honestly don't think that's far off, just because of what the car is a kind of a rare color and kind of a color that everybody wants. It would be even better, in my opinion, if it was Panther Pink. Yes, I said Panther Pink. Here's another one. This one, I don't see his price on this one because it looks like it's fucked. This is a 71 Dodge Challenger, only a 318 with auto, power steering, AC, has spinner tag, no engine or transmission. I can tell you the rear of this car is fucked. I can tell you the rockers are fucked, the fenders are fucked, the grill is fucked. Probably every bit of sheet metal, even including the roof skin, are going to need touched. Even the hood it's bent. So $8,500 I think is fucking insane. I think that, in my opinion, that's a ripoff. That's not a good deal. That's not even close. So now we're looking at a 71 Dodge Challenger, well, Charger, Go Green, which I think is a high impact color. I could be wrong on that. 71 Go Green Charger, numbers matching 383. That's a big block. Automatic power steering, rear defrost, air conditioning, and cruise control. $8,500. I don't know. It depends on, excuse me, you guys. Sorry about that. What the rest of the car looks like. I honestly, I don't think it's far off. I don't think $8,500 is far off. I think that it's probably a $6,000 car. If it's really solid, we're only getting one picture here, one angle. If it's really solid, then yeah, $8,500 all day long. Because these are the last years of the good body style Chargers. They have the cool window right here. Even though I own a 74 Rally Charger, one of 208, these are still, in my opinion, the pinnacle of third gen Chargers. So next, we're gonna start looking at, it looks like BPOCs, so Pontiac, Buick, Old Cadillac. Next, we're gonna look at a fucking fairly solid. Oh, they cut a hole in it. That's sad. Right? That's how I feel, Bruce. I feel the exact same way. So, this is a 71 Pontiac GTO, one of 2011 cars ever built, with a 400 factory 4-speed hardtop. Comes with numbers matching 400, block only, no trans, $10,000. Honestly, I think that's a fair price. Because here's why. If we can validate that it really is one of 2,000 cars built, that means that car is extremely rare. The only thing that makes me a little sad is seeing that they cut a hole in this beautiful hood to put a fucking 80s style hood scoop through, and that just ruined it. Like, this is one of the, in my opinion, GTO's never really had a bad hood scoop, a bad like hood design, but this is like one of their best looking ones ever because it looks muscly. 10 grand, I feel like that's a good deal. I'm not gonna lie. Let's move on to the next one. Next, we have a 71 4-speed GTO. Another one that he says is one of 2011 built. So he has two of them. So he has two of the 2011 that were built. 400 4-speed 71 GTOs made, power steering, power brakes, AC, missing engine, transmission box. $6 grand. I don't think it was a bad deal for that because if you were there with cash, keep that in mind. All these cars, if you're there with cash, he would probably take $5 grand for. Went too far. All right, next we're gonna look at a 71 Roadrunner. So we have a 71 383 Roadrunner. Originally a 383 with automatic, now a 383 but not numbers matching. Power steering, $10 grand. Looking at this car, I can tell you guys it is well worth $10 grand. 71, 71, 72 are like they're not ugly. They're not what a fucking 70 Roadrunner would be worth, but they are still desirable. They're not your 73, 74s, which a lot of people dislike. I personally like 73, 74 satellites, Roadrunners, things like that. Now, when you get 1975 and up, I think they look ugly and hideous, and I don't like them. But so that car actually sold. So yeah, it was a good deal, I think, and went to North Carolina. It was $10 grand. I think that's well worth $10 grand. Next, we're gonna look at a big body Pontiac. We're gonna look at a 71 Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it. I like saying Grand Prix because I'm a prick. So Model J, whatever the hell that means, don't know, don't really care. Originally a 400 4-speed buckets console, power steering, power drum brakes, AC 400 cubic inch, not numbers matching, $7,500. This car was probably ordered. This car by the options he's saying. If those are original options, this car was a muscle car, true to itself, being a 400 4-speed with buckets and a console. It is one of the big body, ugly Pontiacs, in my opinion. Is it worth $7,500? Probably worth six, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm just some jackass with a laptop that likes looking at classic junk. Next, we have a 72 Chevy Chevelle. Two-door, hardtop, non-matching V8 automatic transmission car. Buckets, console, power steering, power drum brakes, 12-bolt rear end, $11,000. I always have wanted to take one of these cars and make this car right here. Everybody wants the Dean and Sam Impala, which is a cool car. I'm not saying it's not, but we are one of these days on this channel going to recreate that car right there, the Bobby Chevelle from Supernatural. We will be creating this one day, I can promise you, on this channel, because I have been having my eyes on one of these Chevelles, trying to find one that we can recreate this car right here, down to its paint, down to its wheels, down to that, even that, I'd like to do that dent in the quarter. I want to do a Bobby Chevelle tribute, clone, whatever. So, anyways, $11,000. The car, you can see it needs a fender. It's gonna need fenders, doors, quarters, lots of sheet metal. 11 grand for, you don't even say what V8 was in it originally. Was it a big block? Was it a small block? I mean, 11 grand. I really don't see it for 11 grand. Sorry, I just don't. They're not high-dollar car. Like, they're not. If it's just like a 307 car, it's not a high-dollar car. But it sold. It went to Florida for 11 grand. So apparently somebody thought it was worth that. Now we're gonna look at a 72 Chevy Impala convertible, numbers matching 350, power steering, power drum brakes, power windows, power top, AC, 15 grand. It sold and went to Florida as well. So it makes me wonder if the same guy didn't buy this car. Yeah, because they went to the same exact city. So probably a consignment dealer down in Florida bought these two cars. I mean, think about the price he has. Let's see here, 15. He has $26,000 in these two cars. I don't know how you can clear your money back off of these without restoring them. Next, we're going to look at a 72 Malibu. So it's not a Chevelle, it's just a Malibu. Factory orange flame car. Whatever the hell that means. I have never heard of that. I'm going to look up what that is. Originally a V8, so don't tell us what V8 was in it. No engine or transmission, power steering, power drum brakes. AC $9,500. I don't think that's a bad price. I'm sorry. It's solider in my opinion than the other one from what we could see. I would probably get 8 for it, but another one, another Malibu. Same price though, $9,500. This one he actually tells us it was a 307 car. Power disc brakes, air conditioning. Now has a small block V8, not matching. $9,500. I think that thing is insane. Look at that. No way. Next, we're gonna look at another big body Pontiac. This one was a numbers matching 455. Automatic transmission, buckets, console, fully loaded, $7,500. Honestly, probably not a bad price. Looks fairly solid. Now this one right here, you guys, was the thumbnail for this live stream. Ready to look at it? Here it is. This is a 72 Dodge Challenger, numbers matching 6-cylinder, trans buckets, console, power steering, missing bucket seats, $5,500. I don't know. I think that's a lot for this car. I'm sorry, but I'm sure if you were there, you could probably get it for 4. It is a Hemi orange car, it looks like. So next we're looking at a Duster, a 72 Duster. This is a 72 Plymouth Duster. This is originally had a 340 4-speed. Now has non-numbers matching 340 buckets, power steering, no transmission, $8,500. I think that's fucking insane. Sorry, not sorry, but yeah. Next, we're looking at another Duster for $2,500. I don't think that's a bad price. $2,500 for a Duster 72 Duster, 6-cylinder automatic, no engine transmission. You can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, that's a good deal. Grand Prix. I think this one's been on here since I was in high school too. Model J. I don't know what that means. Numbers matching 400. Runs, auto, buckets, console, power steering, power drum brakes, power windows, AC, $3,900. Probably not a bad price. Now this one has sold and went to Liver Oaks, Florida. This one went to the same place some other cars have went. These two. So these sold for 11 grand. 72 Mach 1. Fit 5 grand. It's not a bad looking car. Factory 351 Cleveland auto car. Has a 351 but not numbers matching, buckets, AC, power steering, power drum brakes. I don't think that's really a bad deal. Now these have sold. I'm not gonna bother looking at these just because they've sold. So we're gonna move on to a 73 Dodge Challenger and see what it's about. So we have a 73 Dodge Challenger, a 318 cubic inch engine with automatic transmission, now a 383 auto, buckets, console, power steering, power drum brakes, AC, blah, blah, blah. $7,500 for this very rusty car that honestly probably needs every bit of sheet metal. For a 73, I would see probably 6 grand there. Honestly, I'm just being honest. 6 grand. We have originally a 340 automatic car. Comes with a 340 block and heads, buckets, console, power steering, AC, no transmission, $8,500. So I'm gonna tell you guys a history lesson on these cars. So 340 refers to the engine option that was in these cars. 73 is your last year on Chrysler products to get a 340 V8. And 74, mid-year 73, 74, the 360 came out and did away with the 340. So if you ever hear somebody, and there's a guy here on YouTube that said this, that says he has a 74 Plymouth Duster that was a factory 340 3-speed car. They never made such a thing. At 74, you never could have got a 340. It wasn't available. It wasn't an option. You could only get the 360 as the top dog engine. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a car. If you go look at a 74 Plymouth Duster or 75, and I think 76, they might have made them 76 too. But if you go look at one of these and somebody says, I have a 340 real car, and it's 74, they don't. 73 was your last year to have a 340. I have one of these. I don't have this kind of car, which we'll do some talking on what I don't have. But so, besides brains. Anyways, we have a 73 Dart Sport 340. This is a factory 340 4-speed car. Now has a 340, but not numbers matching. It has bench seat, power steering, and AC. $9,000. I don't think that's a bad price. I actually, for those of you that are in the chat and don't know, I actually have a 73 Dodge Dart Sport. Mine was a 6-cylinder car. Now has a 360 Magnum and 727. And with A-body prices, that's probably not far off from what it's worth. All right, let's move. All right, so we got two Mopars. Let's look at, this is a 74 Pontiac GTO, which these are just a Valiant. The Valiant, I said Valiant, didn't I? I'm a fucking idiot. The Ventura, the Pontiac Ventura, is what this car is. It just has the GTO trim package, which was a trim package offered on the Pontiac Ventura, and you got a shaker hood, some stripes, some tags, buckets, usually a console, things like that. This one is a numbers matching 350 4-speed buckets, console, power steering, $12,000. I don't think that that's worth 12 grand, but that's my opinion. Here we have, this is a rally, I think. So yeah, it's got these fins, these lures. I think it's a rally. 1974 Dodge Challenger. Numbers matching 318 auto, buckets, console, power steering, power drum brakes, air conditioning, cruise with fender tag. So I think that's a rally car. I don't know why else it would have these like louvers here, but maybe you guys know. So chat, let me know. Okay, next we're gonna look at a 74 Barracuda. Not a CUDA, a Barracuda. CUDA was your performance model. Barracuda was just your regular model. And on early Barracudas, there was no CUTA. I don't think that became a thing until like 68, 69, something like that. 67, I don't know. This one is a 74 Plymouth Barracuda. 318 auto buckets console. Missing engine includes trans and fender tag. $10,000. Maybe it's because I like CUDAs. I don't think it's a bad deal. Probably needs every bit of sheet metal, but all right, what we got here? So 75 Caprice, I'm not gonna look at because those are shitty cars. Ooh, a Hang 10. Ooh, these things are neat. This is a Dodge Dart Sport Hang 10 model. This was a 6-cylinder power steering, power drum brakes, AC, buckets, console, fold down rear seat for surfboards. Yep. No engine transmission. These things were fucking neat. I don't remember the full history on these cars, but look up a Hang 10. They had like some like funky interior. They were like for like California and Florida, a place with oceans. So you put your surfboard in there. They were funky. So we have a 77 Pontiac Trans Am. Now I'm gonna give a shout out to my buddy on here, Matthew Decker on here. Go check him out, you guys. He actually has a Firebird, the Goodyear though. I think it's a 70 or 70, 71, 72, 73, something like that body style. He doesn't have this body style. He has the good body style, which these are looking to. This is a 77 Pontiac Trans Am. Originally a 440 automatic buckets, console, power steering, power drum brakes, power windows, and AC factory black car. Factory black on black car. So factory black interior and black exterior. No engine transmission. $8,500. It looks fairly solid. It's probably worth about 7 grand. Next, we have for $6,000 a 400 car, fully loaded, except power windows, no engine or transmission. It's $4,500 car. We have a 78 Z28 Camaro. I have a beautiful 65 Le Mans in the background. This one was a 354 speed. Ooh, that's kind of rare to find a 4-speed one of these cars. Just like this generation. 354 speed buckets console T-tops. That's rare too. Gauges, power drum brakes, power steering, AC, rare factory collars, non-matching 350, no trans, $5,000. I don't think that's a bad price because you could probably get it for 45. Next, we're gonna look at a 79 Z28. Numbers matching 350 with 4-speed manual buckets, console, power steering, power drum brakes, no AC, $9,500. I would buy the other one first, but hey, what do I know? Now this one is sold with St. Louis for this was $8,500. Numbers matching 66403. I think that's a pretty rare engine. Automatic transmission, buckets, console, AC, tack, T-tops loaded. 85. It's probably a $7,000 car, maybe if it is what it is. Here's another 403 car. Buckets, console, power steering, power drum brakes, AC, WS6 package, Fisher T-tops loaded, $7,500. I think that's kind of a lot for that one. It's missing a fender. It's kind of low in the rear, which scares me on unibody cars. Yeah. So we're gonna do a couple of the '80s ones if there's a lot of them, and then I'll probably see what you guys have anything to say. Yeah, an 81. Only one 81, so they might actually just finish this whole page out. What we got? Let's say 81 Daytona 500 Turbo Trans Am. I've never heard of one of these. Originally a 301 turbo, auto buckets, console, fully loaded, T-tops. Currently a 301 turbo, but not numbers matching, $8,500. Not on my lot, so it's somewhere else. I don't know enough about these cars to say if it's worth that or not. Let's look at late 90s. Do we think we got any? 1, 2, 3, what? We got 2. We have that one's Chicago. That's $1,500. Ooh. We have a fully loaded with numbers matching 305. Ugh. And auto transmission buckets, console, T-tops fully loaded, $3,500. That's probably not bad. I'm actually thinking about getting one of these. These are like an '80s IROC daily drive during like the winter months and stuff. So let's see here. We got anything we can look at? All right, we're just gonna go back here. Alrighty, you guys. I thank all you guys for stopping in. We're gonna end it here. I'll be back tomorrow for another one of these, hopefully sooner than 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock at night. So, you guys want to see that? Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank all you guys for stopping in. I will see you guys in the next one. Hey, Bruce, we'll be going live probably here in a little bit on the second channel. If you want to stop in, we're gonna do some berry content over there. So, you want to stop in? I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love, you guys. Oh, before I end this, I really want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys are changing my life every time you guys subscribe. I really appreciate it. You guys are making my life so much better. And thank you guys for all the support, all the love, all the kindness you guys give me. I really appreciate it. This channel wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for you guys. This is your guys' channel, not my channel.